Hello, welcome back to Fabulously Frugal and Fancy. Today we are going to be using completely items from, I cannot say completely, I'm sorry. Today we are going to be using 90% items from the Dollar Tree to make a beautiful patriotic wreath. I went a little outside the box this time, but that's okay. It worked out well. I did use one item that I had left over from a different video or different project that I made. It's just the main flowers are from Walmart, but they are left over again from another project because I completely recycle or reuse whenever I can. So these large flowers are from Walmart. Everything else is from the Dollar Tree. So let's go take a look at it and I'll walk you through step by step. Okay, so here I've got I think it's the 12-inch wreath frame. I've got some old ribbon that came out from Valentine's Day. It was on a gift that I received. Some Dollar Tree flowers. These are the blue. I have no idea what kind of flowers, but I used several of those. I use these little thingies. I don't know what they're called. Glittery, pretty, feathery things. I got those at the Dollar Tree. My clippers, I got those at the Dollar Tree. They were in the planting gardening section. Those are my wire cutters, my heavy duty ones. I got those. I stole those from my boyfriend. My Ryobi glue gun, cordless. I love this thing. Works awesome. Glue sticks. These flowers were left over from another project, but I got these at Walmart. These are beautiful poppy bush, and the flowers were just so bright, vibrant red that I loved those. And my weird thing is I used men's tube socks, the long ones. And here I'm just cutting the frame open. I'm just snipping right through. Broke my fingernail there. And I'm just cutting. Takes a little bit of strength. You really have to like pull that to get it to work. But once you do, it works pretty well. I just snip all the way through that, and then I take my socks, all 4 of them. There's 2 pair for $1, so that worked out really well. And I just cut off, looking for my scissors there. And I just cut off the toe where it's connected. So I cut the toes off and then I just slide them right onto the frame. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. Sorry about the delay. I must have stepped away for just a moment. I do appreciate you joining me today to watch making this video. I tried to use all Dollar Tree products. The only product I did not get from Dollar Tree were those poppy flowers, the large red flowers. I actually got those at Walmart, but like I said, they were left over from a graduation party I had done, so I wanted to use what I had on hand. And again, I'm just cut the toes straight off. I left everything else intact, and I just slide those around the wreath frame. This was a unique, inexpensive way to make the background white because I really wanted the red, white, and blue for patriotic, for the July, Labor Day, any patriotic day. I just slid those around, and later on they bunch up really nice. You can't tell that they're socks unless you look up close. They just look like the ribbon or the material that people put over them. It worked really well. I slid all 4 of the socks on there, and then I just reconnect my frame, and I just use painter's tape. You don't have to, it's not really difficult. I just reconnected that one portion, and then I wanted to cover. I just cut small pieces, wrapped around each one of the little rings, all 3 of them, to reconnect the wreath together. Very simple, very quick. This project Did not take a lot of time, was very inexpensive. I made this wreath, the entire wreath, for under $10. I believe it cost me $9. That's not counting the red flowers I got from Walmart. Those were like $3.50, but again, those were left over for me from another project. I graduated for I decorated for a graduation party, and I used those flowers to make the little centerpieces. So then I just take my thingies. I don't know what these are called. The little, they look like, you know, tall, sparkly. They remind me of fireworks. That's why I wanted to use them. 4th of July, Labor Day, you always have fireworks. And I just wanted to use those. So I cut all of those apart. I used, I believe, 2 of the white strands, 1 blue and 1 red. And I'm just using my wire cutters there, cutting those apart. First you gotta cut the tags off. I wish the tags were like down around the bottom part of the stem, that you didn't have to actually like mess with that sticky stuff, but you do what you gotta do. It's okay. So then I'm taking some of the red, white, and blue, and I'm just spreading them around. You do get covered in glitter. I don't mind glitter. Some people really abhor glitter. I don't. I like glitter. I like it. If it sparkles, I love it. In fact, my sister has in her phone, she has my name in there as Sparkle, because she's always teased me about all the glitter that I craft with and that I use to decorate with. So it's well known for me to walk around with glitter all over me. Alright, I'm just cutting apart all the flowers, cutting everything apart so that it's easy to just glue it all down, put it all together. Again, this wreath was very easy to make, very inexpensive. I take a few of those leaves, but most of them I leave on. I just pull those off the stem completely, but I wanted a little bit of the greenery there too. Pulling my wreath back over, just arranging and putting on my finger protectors. I have burned myself very badly. My glue gun is a high temp glue gun. It will leave very bad blisters. I speak from experience on that one. So I try to use my finger protectors. I do not always put them on, and then I usually burn myself. So I try to remember to always put them on. I just bunch up the socks and I just glue it together, glue it to itself, glue it to the frame, and that's about it. I leave the bottom portion just open so that there's more gathered at the top. And then I just start arranging my flowers. I start with the blue little bitty flowers. I don't know what flowers are called. I am so sorry. I am not a florist, and I do not know. I know roses, I know poppies. I don't know what every kind of flower is called. So I'm just counting out to see how many I have so that I can do an even amount on one side and the other. And here I'm just kind of shoving them through the frame itself. I do use some glue to hold things in place later on, but right now I'm just weaving them through the wreath form, and that holds them really well. They're on the thick wire stem, so it's easy to kind of form that around the wreath frame and just slide those in there. And I counted out how many flowers I have so that I can do even amounts one side to the other, because I wanted it even on both sides. And so I am just placing all my blue flowers first. I really enjoyed making wreaths, making fun little pops of color. Sometimes I'm in the store and I see a beautiful wreath and I look at the price and I was like, wow, that's expensive. It's just not in my budget. So I have learned to make them. I am by no means a professional at this. My methods are sometimes a little bit weird because they don't the glue had seeped through, and I was using a plastic bag, garbage bag, to protect my tabletop because I was working on the dining room table here, and my wreath got glued to the garbage bag. But it happens. You just pull it apart, and if you got a little bit of the garbage bag left on the back, it's on the back, nobody sees it. I'm just shoring this up with some painter's tape simply because I wanted more of a base to glue the red flowers. I was just gluing those in. I could have used anything. The painter's tape was right there in my hand because I had used it earlier to reconnect the frame together, and I just used that. It's blue, it kind of blends in, but you're not going to see it. Taking some of those sprigs of the color, the blue first, sticking those down in there, and then I'm adding some of the red. I'm just, whatever looks good to me. There's no rhyme or reason or method to my madness, as they say. I just wanted red, white, and blue. I take some of the green leaves and I just glue them down first. Covers up that blue painter's tape that nobody was going to see. It just added a place where I could glue the flowers in. And then I'm just going through and adding more of the red and those little blue sprigs and white where I see fit, wherever I think it's going to look nice. My method is, how does it look to me? It's going on my door. I just want to make it look pretty, and I want to make it look high end as well. And you know, it just, however it feels good to you. Everybody is different. Everybody likes different things. I'm just adding a little bit of glue to the back to secure some of those thingies, as we're going to call them, the glittery, sparkly things that stick out. I just think they're pretty, and that's all that matters. If you think it's pretty and you can work with it, again, I use my finger protectors. At least I always try to use my finger protectors. I'm really bad at it, and I usually walk away with a big old blister on 1 or 2 fingers. But if I use the finger protectors, some of mine are blue, some of mine are pink. The pink ones did come from the Dollar Tree. The green ones came with my low temp glue gun that I rarely use. I haven't used it yet, actually. I think it's still in the package. My old one died, and I got a new one for Christmas from my mother-in-law, and I have not used it yet. I typically just use the high temp one, unless I'm working with some material that's a lot more fragile. Then I'll go for the low temp one. But I tend to get burned, so be careful anytime you're using a hot glue gun. I would recommend the little finger protectors. They work like magic. My problem is that sometimes I get glue on fingers that don't have the protectors on them. The glue will drip, or I tend to use the finger without the protector. I'm not sure why. If I watch myself, my finger with the protector will be lifted up in the air, and I'm touching it with a finger that doesn't. I think I just did that in that video, and does not make sense. I'm not logical with that. I'm just placing the flowers, making sure it's even on either side. Same amount. If I add 3 on one side, I want to add 3 on the other side. Again, there's the gentleman on YouTube, Ramon at Home is his channel name, and he does beautiful floral arrangements, wreaths, centerpieces, and he always says what you do on one side, you do on the other side. And so I try to make sure that is how I'm thinking when I'm doing an arrangement, just so that it's even on both sides. It doesn't always have to be, actually. Sometimes it looks good to have it a little uneven, but it depends on what kind of a look you're going for. And here I was just trying to make sure that it was even on each side. I wanted that look. Again, I got glued to the plastic bag. Just rip that off. Taking off my finger protectors for just a few minutes so that I believe I'm making the bow. The ribbon, again, I did not purchase. It was left over from a gift from Valentine's Day from my boyfriend. And so I just kept the ribbon. It's like a see-through mesh with glittery red hearts on it, and I think that's perfect for patriotic because I love this country. I'm very blessed to live in the United States, to be born here. I've been to other countries, and we are not perfect, but we are definitely have many blessings in this country, and I'm very blessed to be here. So I wanted to use the hearts. I thought it was very appropriate. And I'm just adding, taken a little wire piece there to kind of wrap around it, and so I can connect it. I was just snipping off one of the wire stems so that I could use that because it was at hand. And then I'm adding some of the white glittery to the bow. And then I'm just finishing it all up, putting it all together. I got the long twisty tie stuff. It comes in the gardening section, and there's actually like 2 rolls of that on there. And I kid you not, last time I went, I bought probably 10 of those because it's like a twisty tie, but it's really long. There is a cutter on there. I can never get the cutter to actually cut it, so I just use my wire snips or something else to cut it. Scissors sometimes too, even though that's damaging to my scissors. But I love that stuff. It literally is like a big twisty tie, and you can use it for so many things. And I stocked up the last time my store had them because they do not always have them. They usually have them in the spring, and then sometimes you'll find them at Christmas. The ones at Christmas only have 1 of the spools, and the ones that come out in the spring have 2. And when I saw the 2-pack, I literally bought at least 10 of them and figured they would last me until they come out again next spring. And I'm just taking some more of the pretty glittery thingies, as I'm going to continue to call them this time. And I'm just placing them, adding a little bit more color up there on the top. And we are just about finished with this. I'm just finishing up gluing all the little pieces on there, beautifying it, making sure it's just exactly how I want it to look. Again, I am very proud to be an American, very proud to live in this country. You just saw my dog just run past. She's usually, if I'm working on something, she's usually right by my feet. In fact, she's laying right beside me as I do this voiceover. She just loves to be, and I'm going to show you the final picture right here. It's turned slightly on its side so it can hang on the hanger. And I love how this turned out. It was beautiful, red, white, and blue, very bold. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful 4th of July or Labor Day or just any day patriotic wreath. I hope you enjoyed watching me make it. If you have any questions, please shoot me a comment. I'll be happy to help in any way I can. If there's anything that I can do that you haven't seen made or you would like to see made, shoot me a comment. Give me some ideas on what you would like to see. I would be happy to try to make it for you. I cannot guarantee that I can, but I will be happy to try to make that for you. So, like this video, please. Subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of other ideas, a lot of things coming your way that I think you're going to enjoy. So you don't want to miss out. Hit that notification button. Shoot me a comment. It all helps in the scheme of things, and I would love to get to know you as you get to know me, and we DIY together or just become frugally fancy. I would love to show you how I save money on lots of various things. Fabulously frugal and fancy. Have a great day.